What's up, friends? I'm just hanging out on my porch feeding my cats, and I just wanted to pop in for no reason at all. But I feel like by now I usually have a video that I'm working on, but I got nothing. Ever since the Zine Fest, I just kind of been recovering and just going to work, honestly. I mean, there's some stuff that's happened, and I've been trying to work on like a little Patreon update thing, but I don't know. I got like so far with it, and then I just kind of felt like a lot of resistance, and it's because of what it was about. But I haven't returned yet, and it's about like therapy stuff, because I think I brought it up briefly in my zine video about how like I was in grad school to be a therapist and all that, and then didn't do it, and now like things have changed where I'm kind of reconsidering, and it's just been like a lot of thinking and consideration going on. But yeah, there's more to say, but I just feel like, I don't know, you ever just go through times where you just don't feel like talking like at all? So I feel like I don't want to just like dip out. My arm's getting tired, I'll be honest. Yeah, I'm not trying to like dip out on my channel or anything, but I'm just not that extroverted, I guess. And I feel like I need longer to process things than some people. So, I mean, I guess that's fine. Yeah, because I feel like if stuff's not fully like figured out in my head, I just don't feel like I should talk about it yet, you know? And also just, I don't know, I just have this weird thing where like I feel like I'm obviously trying to have a business, but like it's just really hard for me to like be this image of whatever like other content creators. Like I don't feel like I'm a content creator, even though I make stuff like videos, but I don't know, it's just really hard to like play pretend, you know what I mean? Like that's what it feels like to me. Like, I mean, I know I have a brand and all that, and it does like represent something, but it's just really hard for me to fit myself into what it looks like. Maybe I'm just judging myself based on other people too much. Maybe my channel doesn't have to look like anybody else's, but I don't know, like less content is just what works for me right now. And there's really not a whole lot to like update on. I think like the biggest thing I've been working on is just like cutting stickers by hand, because I still have not mastered the silhouette machine. The Cameo 3 is what I have. And I just forgot to turn off borderless printing. So if like, for the love of your stickers, like if you have one of those machines and you print the stickers out before you cut them, like it's just before you print them, make sure the borderless is off, because it ruins it. Like it doesn't align and it mauls up your stickers. But I was going on like a freaking happy-go-lucky printing night, and then printed out a bunch of them wrong, and then went to cut them and they weren't right. So now I don't want to waste them, so I'm just hand cutting, and it's very strenuous with my hands because I worked a factory job, or not a factory, I don't know, I guess it'd be a factory kind of, but anyway, food job where I had to like scoop cheese, and now my hands are like really messed up, like cramp wise. But yeah, anyway, I'm making that work because I'm trying, like, some news, I guess. Like, feels like I've been talking forever. It's only been 4 minutes. But some news is that I have my stuff on consignment at Creepy Girl Trap Store. And that's in Tallahassee, Florida, where I do the oddities markets. She put out, like, a thing on her Instagram, and I talked myself out of it the first time that I saw it on her stories, but then like the second time I was like, you know, I've always wanted to have my stuff in a store. Why don't I just see? Because every other time, I mean, I've been doing the markets and like talking to her and like the owner, and she's really cool, and it just, I don't know why I thought like, well, she probably wouldn't want my stuff. Just some, self bashing that I do. But anyway, the second time I saw it come up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Maybe this is a sign I should just go for it. And then I messaged her, and it was all good. And now my stuff's in her shop, and I've already sold like enough to pay both of the monthly fees, and now I get to keep whatever's left. So that's good. It's like I'm doing good so far. It's a goal, or like I'll just say a dream come true for me, because I don't honestly know how I do any of the stuff that I do. I just feel like I don't know how. I constantly feel like I don't know. I don't know who I am. It feels like, because I'm just like doing all these things, and I'm like, where does this come from? But anyway, for me, it's a big achievement. So that's cool. But I've been trying to make stickers to like restock for her, and then also like a couple markets that are coming up later in the summer. I think there's like a Comic-Con in a nearby town. It's like a 3-day event, and I think another Comic-Con too. Like, but they're not like big Comic-Cons, but for around here, it's like cool to think of that kind of thing being around. So yeah, I'm just trying to like restock, because like I made a bunch of stuff when I first started doing markets, and now I'm kind of like, my stuff's need to be replenished. So I've just been focusing on cutting like 8 stickers per day on my breaks at work, and I think I have a few more sheets to go. And I did accomplish some with the cutter, like once I figured out how to print them and register the mark. I'm sorry, that thing like is the bane of my existence sometimes. But yeah, and then I had like this holographic laminate stuff that I tried on some owls, and I don't have them with me, and I'm not going inside right now. But anyway, I was really excited about that, because it's like, yeah, holographic little stickers. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I've been doing. And I got a typewriter today, like my first typewriter. I think, yeah, it's definitely a manual because there's no cord. But I'm learning how to like type on it and figure out if it needs maintenance or if I just don't know what I'm doing, because it's kind of like not like all the keys aren't typing as dark and like evenly as I'd want them to. And it just seems like super hard to like press them. I mean, I understand like a manual one is harder to press, but I don't know, this is like you gotta freaking just slam them. But yeah, I've been learning that tonight, and that's been fun. And I think like, I don't know if it's just my mind doing that thing where I just think of all these ideas, but I think it'd be really cool to use it for like, if I ever start like a snail mail club, or like if I don't do that, I can use it for like zines, like just typing up stuff. And I also thought it'd be cool to do like a little daily journaling habit thing, since my hand cramps whenever I write. I can like slam on some keys. Expect that to be easier. I don't know. I mean, I could just use my computer, but like there's just something cool about typewriters, man. So that's my latest obsession, and I'm kind of just like contemplating my life path at the moment, because it's cool that I'm seeing like some progress with my art stuff, because I also have like, I don't know how this is gonna go, but like me and my sister went to this grief group thing at the same shop that I was talking about my art is in now, and I met a social worker, and we started talking, and we're friends now, and she kind of was encouraging me to get back into the therapy stuff, and I've been really like contemplating, like I said, and just trying to figure out a better way to like sustain myself to where I'm not constantly burnt out, and like if I could, get my license as a therapist and not have to work as hard and as long and like make more money, which it's not about the money ultimately, but it's about like my well-being and feeling like I can, or I don't know, feeling like I can be here, because I just feel like the current state of things hasn't been really like that enjoyable as far as like energy and stuff. Like and just never having time for my creative stuff unless it's like on a break cutting a sticker like as fast as I can. So yeah, I'm just like thinking like what is possible for me, because like I said, I never really like believed that I can do things until I like proved myself wrong. Like there was a time when I didn't think I could do markets, and now I'm doing markets. Like that was a cool thing. Like I just looked at other artists and I was like, oh man, I could never do that, but that's so cool. So like now I'm like, well, the moral stuff aside, like, I mean, that's a big part of why I didn't do it, be a therapist. But like the other half was like, I just didn't believe in myself and I couldn't. I was just like, I can't do it. But if I could do it, like, is there a way to make it to where I could tolerate it and not feel like, because basically I have to have hours and pass the exam to get my license. And I had to get those hours, I have to work for probably like an agency or something and do things like their way, which probably involves like diagnosis stuff. I mean, I can't diagnose as a therapist, but like I can do assessments and like give my opinion, basically, I think, if I'm understanding it right. And I just feel uncomfortable with that for reasons, and I won't get into a long thing. But yeah, that was the main reason I didn't want to do it. And so yeah, if I could just get through that part and somehow like humanize that part of the process more. Like this is like a rant, but like I watched this guy called The Radical Therapist. I think his name is Chris Hoff. And he did this video like around the same time when I was like contemplating going back to therapy, and it was about assessments and how like we can kind of make them more, like we can acknowledge how they're flawed and like limiting and don't consider the whole person, but we can also like use our therapeutic skills to like gain more like information about the person without just sticking to the questions. Like you can be curious and I don't know, just be more human with it. So that gave me a little hope, and I was like, well, at least there's people out here that are acknowledging this and like trying and giving tools to like navigate it. And just made me think, like, I mean, I'm very like all or nothing thinking a lot of the time, and it kind of keeps me from doing things like this has for like 6 years. So I don't know, like it's not always easy in my mind to just, it's like, I don't know, it's not easy to just be like, well, I guess I could tolerate it for a little bit. It's like I want to just like, I'm like, no, I don't want to do it that way. Like, it's not right. So like it takes a while for me to warm up to like, I guess, the middle ground sometimes, even though I feel like I'm pretty open-minded with other things. But anyways, I feel like I blabbed longer than I meant to. But yeah, all that just to say, like, maybe if I can get through the hours, like gaining my hours and stuff and the supervision, then I could have a private practice, like when I get my full license. And then I wouldn't have to deal with like insurance companies who require diagnoses. And I could just like, I don't know, do things that feel more like right for me. So that's kind of the tentative plan for me right now, which I haven't really like figured out how to go about it yet, because I need like a site to actually get hours. But anyway, like all that, I feel like I didn't really get around to what, or yeah, I guess I did. Anyway, like the grief group thing was just kind of like this doorway into like thinking. And then like this new social worker friend, like she offered to let me like lead her grief group and do like an art activity thing, and I got really excited about that because I've always wanted to start like a little art support group thing. And I don't know, it's not until June, and I'm kind of nervous, but I'm also excited because like it's one of those things where like I always wanted to, but I didn't know if I could. So maybe there's just nothing to it but to do it, man. And I'm trying to keep myself open-minded and willing to step out of my comfort zone. I think that sums it up. Like that's pretty much where I'm at. I just feel like I'm not in a place right now where I feel like I still have like a podcast that me and my sister filmed like probably 2 months ago. I think it was March, that I haven't edited to post on our, like, because we started our own little channel for our podcast thing. We have one episode if you want to check that out. But yeah, I still haven't edited that because I just haven't been feeling it, you know. But I'll be back as I always am when I feel the time is right. But just wanted to give a little heads up of where I'm at and stuff, just to help me process and also just show up like I try to do every month. Okay, hope everybody's doing well and hanging in there. I'll be back. I gotta go to bed.